Fratelli di Rugby Podcast, Fratelli di Rugby Podcast, l'Italia Rugby Podcast. Fratelli di Rugby Podcast, Fratelli di Rugby Podcast, l'Italia Rugby Podcast. Subscribe.
We go, ed eccoci qua. Don't forget to subscribe. That's always so important for us. Like this special video, you're gonna miss this video if you don't hit the subscribe button, follow the bell and everything. Mike, again, how are you?
Yeah, good man. Nice with the bonus one. We're really spoiling people today.
The bonus, yes. We're talking like we know already that we recorded before, and now we are deep into this. Yes, we're doing all this. One special night for us. Mike, this is an exciting special podcast because today tonight here, we're gonna discuss about the situation in both teams, looking at the roster in general. So we're gonna see staff and players, and we're gonna understand where maybe there are some opportunity for players already in the team where probably the situation where they are missing players too. So, and how the ideas of the coach can change maybe what we're expecting from some of these players. So let's see, because both teams are changing. Probably Benetton more than the changes are in Treviso more than everything, because the structure, the basic structure of the team is almost gone in the last couple of years. So I'm gonna share with you first of all. I think so, Mike. I think we're gonna start with this, which is the stuff. Let's look 1 second at the stuff. Here we go. Wim Pivac's new head coach. In defense, Peter Wilkins, the former attacking coach of this season for Treviso. Attacking coach Rhys Patchell. This is the new name, maybe unexpected to be picked, but hey, something exciting can come because they know each other so well, but it's so different from sometimes when we think about Sergio Parisse coming in the national team is different than going into a coaching situation in a club, because both things we can say about this when a new coach, a young coach come in is too young and not ready, is a slightly different between the two situations for the level of what they have to do, but still Deval Senegal touch and break down, because this seems to be both, and Salvatore Costanzo, the only Italian standing in Treviso at the moment as a scrum coach, and that's it for the coaching staff. Mike, any thoughts on this stuff?
No, listen, I think Wayne Pivac's an interesting head coach. Obviously, he wants. If you think about some of the descriptions that he said during the Wales sort of games, particularly when they were underperforming, he said they need to be a certain fitness to play the way that I want to play. So I expect that we're probably going to play quite expansive, which I'm really excited about. Obviously, Rhys Patchell was a great 10. He's got good rugby IQ, so hopefully he's there for not only for the energy, but to actually provide a analytical eye about what's going on at the right time. So, man, I think this is actually a really good move. Obviously, so we'll have a little look, obviously, at the start of the season how it goes, but it's definitely a positive step for me.
Totally great step. Let's go look into the changes, Mike, in this team, because that is the first thing to look at, which is Teta Chaparro, Thomas Gallo, Scrafton, Elise Nyman, Roger Farias, the second one, let's say, because we knew better in Italy. It's more famous. His brother Zebre, Fegito and Menoncello, all leaving. And so 7 in, 7 out. 7 players in are Hughes and Medrano, both Argentinian props, left and right side. Hughes can play both. Medrano really young. He played for Pampas in Super Rugby. He's having a really good season with the team. Walker Leavere, which is the lock from the Hurricanes. Beck is the mullet guy, Werchon at number 9. Smith is John Smith, sons of Franco Smith, number 10 of Hollywood Shark. Let's see if he's going to play actually this week too. Fluke for 1 season, and the last news from 2 weeks ago, since we had last podcast together, was Francois May, Mike. So what do you take on the balance between losing these 7 players and getting in these other 7 players for Treviso?
Obviously, there's a couple of players that are leaving, which are going to be big losses, right? Without sort of highlighting the obvious. But I am really excited about the players that are coming in. Obviously, Smith, you've spoken very highly of the stuff that I've seen as well. He looks like a very traditional sort of 10, which I quite like, more so than maybe some of our other 10 options that we have.
Long and elegant, as I said.
Yeah, you did. That was exactly the word you used. Was elegant. Yeah, listen, I quite like the fact that I mean, for me, I think he's a very like Anglo-looking 10. You might disagree, but for me, it's like I think it's all very sort of metronomy. So I'm really excited to see what he can do in a structure. Werchon, obviously, we saw what he can do. He looks like a really good loan, and I'm glad that he's coming in. Fluke, obviously, I know little about. I've seen some about some games with him when he first came. When we did the review, he looked good, but he didn't find too much time at all with Benetton. He didn't play for Benetton when he first came, did he?
There was a situation with the backs for Australia, so he had to join Australia before. Then he stayed there.
You rate him, don't you? Like you spoke highly of that man as well.
Yeah, it's really positive. Also, I love the way Queensland Reds play rugby, and him Werchon. I mean, was really happy for the idea because with Leskis, with the coach, they had. It's really genuinely into that kind of rugby. They know how to play. They know how to play loose, right?
Yeah. So Fluke, like you said there, like it sounds like he could be a really good asset. And then, I mean, the one I'm most excited about is May. Obviously, friend of the podcast. If you guys haven't listened to it, listen to it. He's gives some amazing insights, not only to himself but the other under-20s. And if you guys want to learn a little bit more about where he's been playing or how he's been playing or who he's been playing with, definitely have a listen.
Attack, defense, ODS,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
yeah. But high IQ player. I'm very excited to see how he develops. I'm hoping that they invest time and money and effort into that player because he could be very good.
On the other side, of course, Gallo, it's a big loss. As Menoncello, probably the two missed players are gonna be more than, with all the respect, Snyman, Scrafton, Fekitoa, but probably those two players. Maybe then the experience, how they were for the team inside the team. This is something the players know more than us, or the people in Treviso know more than us.
Yeah, hope everyone made very lucrative like moves out though. That's the most important thing we hope to hear.
Man, I'm wondering if Teta Chaparro is gonna stay in Italy, because I don't know if it was a rumor or something, but seems like he can go coach Mugliano maybe as a scrum specialist with. Do you remember the former Benetton number 9, Sam Hidalgo Klein?
Yeah.
He's still there. He's in Mogliano now with the younger players.
He's a talented man, that man.
Talented man. Maybe they're gonna be the new generation of players from
right.
be also them. But let's see all of this. Let's dig into position, role And let's start with the props. Of course, some of these players can play both sides. Hughes, the Argentinian Welsh, I guess, Mike Hughes.
No, he's
He's
not. Yeah, no, he's not. So yeah, so
it's
the pass
Catalonian
the
something.
passport police already came out and said that he's not Welsh. Don't worry.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Yeah,
Passport
yeah.
police came in.
The usual passport police came out and confirmed that. Don't worry.
So
Straight
on
away.
this side, we put Ferrari and Hughes. They can play on both sides. Nemer too. I decided not to put him because first of all, let's see how fit it is
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
season.
yeah. Knocking on
Medrano is
wood.
a good shot for the on a long period, long term play contract. Can be really interesting. Can be the next Gallo, maybe a little bit different, but he knows how to run in the field. He know how to scrum well. He's an hard worker. So take a look on Medrano, guys, because it can be interesting. Amino, we know already, Mr. Destiny, Dragon Ball, what he can do. And man, on the left side, we have those three players. I'm happy because we're going to see minutes from at least one of them. I mean, if Spaniol is there, fantastic, but Aminu Nemer, they're going to play. Then
Mhm.
let's see Hughes or Medrano, how they're going to play their chances at the beginning of the season. But we good on that side. Mike, I think we good also on the other side of the scrum.
Yeah,
Losed and
yeah,
tired, Ferrari, Zirocchi, Pasquali, Gallorini, all good.
yeah, yeah,
Do you
mate.
think we're missing other players here, or we good in this situation? We have
No,
nine.
no, no, no. Props. Like they seem to first of all develop very well at Benetton. Like it's part of their
Yeah.
DNA. Like the
Costanzo
props.
worked too in the last couple of years really well with the
Yeah,
youngest,
yeah,
in this
yeah.
case, Aminu Gallorini, and of
Even
course,
Gallo, if we're talking about it now, when you got game time, they're very good at developing them.
and then there is Miley Bernasconi Gasperini. Mike, are we missing a player more here just to have it one more in case of injuries?
Yeah,
Stuff.
I think. Listen, like it's an attritional game. I'd like to see a youth player here. You know, like a just a young like option just to learn an academy like player maybe play being brought into the squad to train with these guys. That would have been a good move, but I guess there's plenty of time to see that, isn't there?
I think so. I'm thinking who can be a player that at Treviso that can go there now, but between the youngest.
Yeah,
The majority of them, they're all around. They're already part of Serie A elite. Majority of
lone Manfredi back then.
them. Manfredi back.
I
Manfredi
was
back.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. No, I don't. I haven't.
I was joking anyway, mate. I was waiting
No,
to
no,
see your
no.
reaction.
I know. I'm thinking in general, like who can be another. I don't have other Mistrolli.
Well,
Somebody.
there's some of the under 20s that look pretty good. Last sort of even last year and stuff. I don't think we picked up any of the under 20s from last year, did we?
Not of them, but also because some of them are playing abroad.
Yeah,
Caiolo Serra
yeah. He looks so good. He's
is
playing now.
playing in
He's getting game
France.
time, isn't he?
Yeah. So front row is not the issue for Treviso. Now let's move on the locks. Some of these players are also an option as a back row. Some of them more often than others. Ruzza is like last resort. If they have 7 injuries, Ruzza will play 6. If not, we won't see him playing there. But then Favretto and Marini and also Kinji, those three are the players ready to be. I'm wondering if Walker Lavere will be an option there too. But in general, I think he is going to be the player that is going to have a lot of game time because last year, if you think, there were a lot of other players they have to share. Like you don't have Scrafton, you don't have Snyman. There is more space for you at least, and for one between Favretto and Marini, for example, as a lock, which is not bad at all. And there's going to be more space for Midena because
Yeah,
probably.
I'm quite happy with these, to be honest, mate. I think Marini has shown in the little time that he's got quite a lot of potential. Favretto's just he's a really underrated player. Like he's just a really underrated player. Like even in the loose, like he manages to find gaps and he gets those legs pumping. Man, he's a good player. I'm really hoping that he manages to kick on this season and get more game time because he's the future. You know.
One thing about Walker Lavere, of course, I didn't put Midena, guys, but he can be another heavy second thrower. As Walker Lavere is a mobile, but it's a big player. He's a 5, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting there. Kinji probably the slimmest between all of them. On Kinji, I think he has great hands. Couple of years ago was much more dominant in Serie A Elite. He has to find his mojo and his better way because he's a kind of light looks of a player, but he can be much more dangerous in
Like
both
Stav,
sides
yeah,
of the
cool.
game. So,
Yeah.
but not probably that. But he
Yeah.
can be long legs player running around, the big giraffe in the field. Something more for him, and probably with another player in a similar situation for me, but is in the loose. So I'm gonna go on the back rower, Mike. I didn't put him in the list yet, but it's Koroyadi, the number 8, the Fijian number 8.
Yeah.
But so, as I said, Midena not in the list. In this list, I didn't put Koroyadi, but think about them. And then, of course, we have a lot of the academy players, the Mogliano, Loan, all of this. But in the back row, we have Marini Favretto-Ruzza, options. Casartelli, the youngest in this team. And then we have Negri Zegor on the 6, Lamaro Zuliani on the 7, Cannone Faso at 8, plus all the option that we mentioned before. Missing player, more opportunity for those Marini, those Favretto, those Casartelli to have game time, more time for Izegor. Think about Negri's issues in the last couple of exits he had playing.
Yeah, man. Like Casartelli as well. I know you went straight to him. The little that he's played, always been quite impressive. Like very, I joke saying when I watch him play, it looks like he's been bitten by a rabid dog. He's like got rabies. He just runs around like frothing at the mouth, trying to get to every breakdown. He's just a really busy player, and he clearly it clearly means a lot to him as well. So it's really nice to see like players that play with a bit of emotion because you know it means a lot to spend time on the pitch. So I'm glad to see that. Obviously, Negri, I hope for a swift sort of a recovery. Obviously, it's never nice seeing someone hit a milestone and get injured after making a lovely break. So that's something that obviously we're hoping that he'll have a quick recovery. But there's a few, like you said, a few injuries here, Otto, and opportunity for the others to prove that they should be getting more game time than they are.
So looking at the general squad between number 1 and number 8, so the front rowers, Mike, and the loser, how is this team?
I think it's in a pretty good spot, to be honest, Otto. Obviously, it's a shame that it's getting probably losing two of probably its better players in Menoncello and Gallo, like as you said. But it's still got like the same identity, the same. It's keeping like a core spine of players.
Cannones, that Lamaro.
Yeah, they got experience, like these core players as well, who are like who you would associate to Benetton. They're keeping those players. So from a forward standpoint, no problem with this. This is like obviously a really good outcome. They managed to retain a lot of talent. They managed to work on areas that don't have that much depth. And yeah, listen, it's a good opportunity for these players to find game time, like I said.
Okay. Now let's move on the backs, Mike. Back row and down the backs. Scrum half. Garbisi, Julian Werchan, and I put Cristiano Tizzano. I didn't put Andretti because I think they're gonna let him, at least one of them, of the young number 9 from Treviso, they're gonna keep playing. Tizzano is 22 years old. Andretti is 19 years old. No pressure on Andretti. That's having a great season. First debuting season in Serie A Elite, but slow down. They have still Alessandro Garbisi, a young number 9, and Welshon coming in, another young number 9. Scrum off situation, Mike.
Depends who you talk to. Listen, it's a good opportunity for Garbisi to really try and take this shirt, right. Obviously, Werchon coming back, he's been great, like I said, and he's definitely going to try and push for the starting spot. So hopefully, what we're going to see here is all four players competing and then just driving up the standards. I think Uran is by probably like general sort of standards, considering like how high we put him in regard, has probably not had his best season. I think it's probably fair to say. So these players, hopefully, they're going to drive each other to be better. Each one has like a USP. So as long as they're sort of driving each other to improve, then great. But I think if I'm just being objective, Uran's obviously the most experienced out of the lot, and then those levels of inexperience sort of underneath that could be something that needs to be looked at early doors. Hopefully there's everyone gets a fair shake of the stick, you know.
It's gonna be interesting to see how much the leadership Garbisi will take in this team, also to being the only local, let's say, right?
Yeah,
That is, he can bring that identity more than probably Uran from Bristol or Werchon from Australia, Tiziano the same. So
yeah,
Tiziano for now start really behind because also he's really light player if we compare with Garbisi, Uran and Werchon. Werchon had a really good season playing with the Reds. And at 9, he played a lot this season. Last season, he played only 3 games, starting 3 games. But hey, yes, the situation with the 9 is another position where there are opportunities to be taken by players
yeah,
to
for
prove
sure.
the level, to prove the leadership they have, the mentality they can show, not only during the week, but also during the weekend, actually, for the rest. And Mike, let's move on the backs. The backs are only in one picture, guys, because I think this is probably the best way to show them position-wise where they can play. Oh, sorry, before I didn't put the stop. So here we go. This is the situation. So we have Jan Smith, the only 10, pure 10, let's say. Then we have Umaga, fly half, fullback, because he can play both position. He play more 10 than 15, but he used to play even with Wasp as a 15. I remember a great game from Umaga at 15 against Gloucester, and then he got a red card that I think at the end of the game, but he was scoring tries, doing whatever he wanted. Paolo Dogu is the only hybrid center winger. Marin is the center of everything because he can play wherever. The utility back is the Marinity back, we should say, because he can play everywhere. May is the player that can cover fullback, wing, and center, 12 and 13. That's why we put him down there, because he can be that connection. Gallagher is the most proper 15 with Smith, but Smith is also a fullback and winger. Laina, Gratave, and Mendy, pure wingers.
Yeah,
And then with the center, Medina is a 12, Drago can be 12 and 13, Flock is a 13, and we can say even he started playing winger in his in the early seasons he played when he started being a pro, but let's say he's a 13. Zan Andrea is another 13. So is it a good balance between names, quality of the players, and specific skills of these players, like where they have their superpowers, Mike?
yeah. Like, listen, Mendy has probably had his best season this season. Obviously, what he has is very different to what Ratave has in terms of the ability, and then obviously what Liner offers in the air is different to all three of them. that's what he can do outside. Adogwu and Ratavi, in terms of like what they offer on the wing, is probably quite similar. But then obviously Adogwu has the hands that can play in the centre. You're looking at Zan Andrea, he's powerful. Like obviously he's good defensively. Medina, the little that we've seen of him, looks really, really well rounded. He looks like an incredibly well rounded player. So uh, great to see. Drago, obviously, when he's playing at his best, fantastic player. Fluke, like I said earlier on, not 100% sure. Well, as in, I don't know enough about him to comment. But Umaga Marin, obviously, utility, great rugby IQ, as well as May, who has brilliant rugby IQ and a monster boot. Gallagher, obviously, has got some playmaking ability, lovely boot. And then there's Franco Smith. There's Rhino Smith, who obviously has that spark. You were talking about spark. Mendy and Smith are so what's the word I'm looking for? Where they're so creative players. They find space, they can do bits with nothing. And then Smith Junior is
One of
obviously
them,
really well.
one of
Yeah,
the juniors, right?
elegant, as Otto said, right? He's one of the juniors. Yeah, is very, very elegant, Gene Smith. So, man, I actually think it's really, really well balanced. Like I said, there's maybe Marin. Obviously, Marin is a very creative player. Rhino Smith creative, Mendy creative, Umaga creative, and May potentially creative as well. So there's a bit of mix of athletes and creative players.
So, do they get more in defense or in attack? This team, Mike, when you see the
Um,
full the
I would
difference
say
here.
attack.
You miss, of course, Figueroa and Menoncello,
Yeah, attack
but
for sure for me. This
attack.
is more of an attacking. Yeah, more of an attacking look for sure, for sure. Obviously, aerially, it should be pretty good with what they have, but yeah, this looks like an attacking team to me, Otto.
So Josh Fluke is gonna be there not for a long time, but probably because he's gonna be played this season, and then probably is gonna be the switch for May to be the 13. My opinion can be one of them. I'm excited for Medina because Thomas Medina for me is a good player.
Yeah,
He show good stuff. I'm wondering if next season, we're gonna see. I want to see them at least early, maybe preseason. Okay, let's start with the preseason. I want to see Medina and Zanandrea 20 minutes together. Those two players.
nice.
Be interesting to see these two. But then, yeah, I think the balance is the team is good. The reaction of the style of players they got, it's Mike. These are all running players. They want to run with the ball. They are able with the kicking, but they want to play the ball, and that is for me key in this new path that probably Treviso is gonna start with Wayne Pivac next season. For me, that is key because I see so much of that looking at this team. Say, yeah, can be interesting. Maybe Gallagher is gonna have much more time to spend in the field, but still, I think a good balance. What else would they missing? Do they miss another 10, Mike? You think
Um,
with Marina, Roberto?
no, again, it depends who you ask. Otto. Obviously, there's a few of the boys in the chat which want to see Marin at 10 and full stop, but if you've got that skill set, use it. So I actually think the three of them are probably enough, to be honest. And I also think if push comes to shove, there's probably a couple of players under there that could probably do a job if they needed to at 10. So yeah, I think we're fine with that. Like we know Smith has played 10. Rhino Smith has played 10 when he's needed to.
Right. If
There's
you look
players.
at this, if you now you have to pick the back line for a game, they have to play tomorrow.
Yeah,
Okay, who's starting for you? 10, 15. 10,
10 to
15.
15.
Yeah.
Starting, yeah. Listen, like I would say Umaga. I would say probably I would say Marin at 12. Then I would probably say a Dogger at 13. Well, again, I would say May, but if you're asking me to play next week, I know they haven't played together. If am I pretending that they
Come
all?
on, come on.
Okay, fine. For me, then, if they'd all played together, Umaga Marin May is what it would be for me, right? Because like we've seen that
Okay, Umaga Marin May.
Then I would go
Mendy line.
Mendy,
Line
Gallagher fullback.
Okay. And Gallagher fullback. Okay. You know that in Ratavi used to play 13 in Fiji before moving to Moana Pacifica.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I will show you a couple of videos of him stealing ball, ripping ball away and start running with 3 people around.
He's an animal, isn't it?
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I'll look at them. Good stuff. So, Mike, nothing to lose for Treviso. Young player to see, exciting on that side.
Yeah, for sure.
If you can pick one player from another team and you say Treviso need this player to make the playoff to win the Challenge Cup, who's gonna be?
I mean, it would be a scrum half.
You can buy one.
It could be a scrum half, right? There's probably a couple of scrum halves you can think of.
Oh, you go with the scrum half, huh? Okay.
Yeah, for me, for sure. Like, if we're being honest, I think that's the area where there's the least amount of like experience at like the highest level. So yeah, I would say it's easier to say Dupont, isn't it? Like, do they have to be Italian?
No. You do whatever you want.
I think with the scrum halves, if they improve, like, then they have a good chance. I don't think they need anyone, but I think at the time being, I would say taking like a high skilled dealer's choice 9 would really benefit Benetton.
Okay, I'm trying to think one of them, which is not DuPont. Thomas Williams.
Amazing. Obviously, shame he's going to Saracens, and I bet you brought that up from last week because
just leave it there. Leave it there. Stevie Varney.
Yeah, like what I mean by top, like obviously Ali Garbisi has had caps, so he has played at the highest level. But what I mean is consistently at the highest level. That's what I mean. So Varney, who has had lots of game time, would be a really good example. One of the English 9s, that'd be a good example. But
okay, big question: what if Ali Garbisi is a really good wing, and we never discovered?
I think there is definitely like a market for like Adobe, 9, got a really good pass on them, understands the attacking lines, and to be fair, like most
the
scrum
Italian
halves,
Francois Hugard.
Yeah, or like Healy, Austin Healy, right?
I mean, Marin is Austin Healy. If it wasn't 9, was Austin Healy 10, 15 center.
But the point I have is like 9s should know the supporting lines because that's what they're taught, right? So yeah, a lot of 9s would make good wingers as long as they're good in the air.
Done. Okay, that's it with Treviso. Let's move straight away from the B to the Z. So let's move to Zebre. Mike, changing the squad. Let's start with the staff once again. Let me show you the staff. No changes for now in the staff, correct? Because we're still missing one position for who? For one thing. You remember who is the coaching missing? We're missing in the national team just a scrum coach.
Yeah. So yeah, do you think they're going to share the scrum coach?
That I'm wondering. What is going to happen? They're going to share Santa Maria, Mike?
I don't know. I mean, Santa Maria makes sense. He's had some good experience at under-20s, but then he's doing a good job at Zebre. So yeah, hopefully they get a bit of time.
So let's take a look at this. This is the team this season for them, of course, for next season. Actually, sorry, for the Zebre, and we have Massimo Brunello, Aldo Burchal, defense and breakdown, attacking and backs, Mattia Dolcetto, Dave Sisi, touch, scrum and forward Roberto Santamaria and assistant coach Gilberto Pavan. This is the situation with the Zebre. All good, Mike.
Yeah, man. Like all good. It's good that they're getting consistency. Like another thing that we should probably mention is they've just announced some new sponsors from some fairly prestigious Italian companies based in Parma, which is a really nice thing to hear as well. So hopefully that
And
yields
I'm
some
sure
some
you
additional.
buy this kind of food. You have to keep buying this kind of food to
Oh,
support
mate, for
Zebre.
sure.
So
Oh no, I have to buy more Parmigiano
more
Reggiano. Oh God.
Parmigiano.
Oh no, stop me.
Yeah, Consorzio Parmigiano Reggiano is part of the new signing also, because that came out as a news for the signing. So let's look at the signings of the next season for the Zebre. Pieretto, Klein, Volpi, Bianchi, Milano, Garcia, Farias, Morisi, Lucchini, Batista, Faisal out. 11 players out, 7 players in. Minervino, Pelliccioli, Botturi from Padova, Mattioli Turrisi from Racing 92, Citton again from Padova, and Tommy Allan. That's the news through Parmigiano Reggiano for a couple of years. So Tommy Allan back in Italy to Zebre this time after the Benetton's years. Let's start from this, Mike. Who's gonna be the player that is gonna be missed the most between these 11? Between
Um,
potential and what they show, whatever they represent for Parma.
I think potential is Faisal. For the romantics, it'll probably be Lukin. For the pragmatics, it's probably going to be Garcia when he's playing well. Right, that's for me.
Oh, fantastico! Look at, and for the memories also Morisi. Let's say
Right, yeah,
Morisi for the memories. One of the best player we had, despite having the big injury and playing in that way 4 years after. Also unlucky when with what happened with London Irish, one of them, because it was
yes,
fun team to watch with a lot of Italians, but still. So yes, I think to Garcia probably is the one missed. I would have liked to see Pieretto staying, to be honest, because I like you can see he's a good prop, but he already signed on good money in France. So, and what you do with these 7 players in, Mike? I mean, Alan, it's heavy. It's a really heavy weight. But
yeah, man.
let's say with the 6 players came in, you have seen Chiton playing also for the love of the Italy 15. We watched him play, and then we watched Mattioli, we watched Turrisi, we watched Botturi. We didn't watch Pelliccioli and Minervino. So yeah,
No,
you took already a look as Brunello did, right? With
yeah.
these players before.
I was making a joke. Brunello's using the Italy 15 as a shopping window to to invite players just to have a look at them.
Trials, Zebre
Yeah.
trials.
But man, I'm really excited to see Botturi. Obviously, he looked good, but Mattioli, Turrisi in the under 20s were brilliant in terms of partnership as well. So, man, like a lot of really positive moves on the left hand side. As much as it's sad to see a lot of the players on the right hand side leave, there's some really exciting stuff to come, and I think we're probably going to see a couple more, I'm guessing, before the end of the season. So I'm hoping Brunello's cooking something up, ready for the preseason.
Yeah, we're gonna take a deep look into the team, because then we're gonna think where they're missing players and when they should. Because here there is a little bit of urgency in what Zebre they have to do to fix some positions more than Treviso.
Yeah.
Let's move on the props. Bonfiglio, Rizzoli, Pelliccioli, Minervino, Franceschetto on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
Lusad, Nicolai Nocera, Asem Petinari on the tight side. But Asem Petinari can play both side. Franceschetti has been played once, so I didn't put him as a both side utility prop. Minervino can be also a hooker. 28 years old, is a cube. Minervino is a cube. You know a cube? Minecraft? Oh,
Yeah,
Minervino is Minecraft. Okay, we got the name for Minervino. So this is the situation of the prop. Some renewal too, and Rizzoli is the last been renewed today, 2028 for him. So they want to see after missing the full season and a half what he can do back in. And a lot
yeah,
of
man.
trust on Buonfiglio and on one between us and Pitinari, I guess, Mike.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I wonder if we're going to see any more props called up. But to be honest with you, as long as everyone keeps fit and
Because Mike, when I read the first two names on the right side,
yeah, I know.
Nocera, we mentioned in the podcast, go listen the podcast about the two games, Zebre Dragons and Benetton Treviso Leinster. We spoke about Negulai, so we just leave Negulai there. And Nocera had a couple of big injuries too.
Yeah.
Right, Mike?
Yeah, for sure.
So go listen the other pod. It's going to be online. Let's move on the hookers, Mike. Here, the situation is slightly better or not. Di Bartolomeo, Quattrini, Ribaldi. Di Bartolomeo playing his rugby. Quattrini getting better and heavier too in the field. Ribaldi, my opinion is a little bit with Ribaldi. Minervino can be the surprise, can be the player that can take that third spot or second spot in many situations, because probably he's the most ready also for the age he had, right? But we have to see him on highest level. But happy with the Bartolomeo Quattrini keep developing.
Yeah, I mean the first two great. Obviously, Ribaldi. There's been some issues with accuracy at line out, but I mean, hopefully that gets fixed. He's and then Minervino's 28, right?
Yeah.
So he's had plenty of time to develop. It's going to be interesting to see how he pushes everyone as well. We see that the problem with having just three players and not someone else underneath, pushing them, is that they can get complacent. So hopefully coming in with a different, experience of elite rugby will help as well. So yeah, man, I'm quite happy. Di Bartolomeo, I think, has been exceptional for the vast majority of this season. Obviously, he's played a lot of rugby, which can be tough as well. Like particularly if you just thrust into top level rugby and international level rugby. But he's really sort of come on. So I'm really excited to see how he can progress in his career as well. And Quattrini, like you said, Otto, like very physical. Needs to work on his accuracy as well. Obviously, realistically, Zebre have lost a lot of games because of missed sub 90%, sub 80%, sometimes as low as 50%. Lineouts thrown. You can't be winning games in the highest leagues with that sort of throw-in. So this is a big focus, in my opinion, in pre-season for Zebre, and I'm hoping that these players do progress and improve.
They have to, Mike, and we're gonna be here looking their progress or recess. Let's see. Locks. Orton Bean and Ferrari are the back row option too. Ruffolo, Krumov, Carrera, Canali, Turrisi, Mattioli. Canali, Carrera, Krumov, Ruffolo, the old player because they were already there. The newbies, Turrisi and Mattioli. Orton Bean already there. Ferrari are already there. How you see the lock situation?
Strongest part of the team, in my opinion. These are really, really good players, and there's lots of options here. No problem with this.
Boom, Mike. I'm not gonna add anything to it because I pretty agree with that. I don't know who else you're gonna put into this team. You have Dino Lamba just to put him in.
To be fair, to be fair,
no. I hope Ruffalo is gonna have the time he deserves because he looked really good, really mobile before got injured early in the preseason. Back row, short back row, Mike. They cut, they chop here and there. Ferrari, Stabile, Odiase, Licata, Ruggeri, Ortombina, and Botturi. Botturi is the new player, and then they have two number 8, let's say, Odiase, Licata. Ruggeri can be also number 8, those three players. Botturi can be a number 8. Here, really agile team. Botturi is a really mobile player, as Stabile is. Odiase is much more powerful. Ortombina is an hard worker on that side. Ferrari is that option, that grit that we need, that Seb Negri style of player that we like. Good mix. Do you think they need one more? Do you think it's enough, this 7 player, to move around? For 3 spots, there's gonna be a lot of rugby for these players.
I'll say Mattioli also played 6 at under 20s, I remember, as well, on occasion, right?
Yeah.
So
even
maybe we're going to see more line-out options. Maybe that's how they want, because obviously, like you said, Otto, they invested quite heavily in the locks. I wonder if the game plan to secure more ball is to have more line-out options to reduce the pressure on the person throwing in. Obviously, having more line-out options means that there's more places for the ball to go, so the opposing team are less likely to try and guess. So maybe that factors into part of the recruitment strategy, right? So maybe we're going to see some more lock back row hybrids. Again, nothing but vibes. This is just me assuming, right? But I think that might be something that that could amount to some sort of strategy in the background.
I'm wondering if maybe Ruffolo can be another of those players like Ortombina and Ferrari, heavy, agile player, mobile in the field. Let's see on that. Number 9, Mike. E mo so cazzi, perché we have Fusco, Dominguez, Chitton, Prinsloo and Varotto. I put both because they played last year.
Yeah.
Prinsloo much more impact than Nicolai Varotto, to be honest. But still, these are the options they have between Academy in Parma, the Fear Academy with those players, Project player with Prinsloo, which is a Benetton player, but he play for Zebre. Then, of course, Josh will tell me if I'm correct or not. But Fusco, Dominguez, there's no more Garcia. So here there is more space to prove themselves, to test. What's the situation with the scrum half, Mike?
Yeah, obviously, I think this is similar to Benetton in many respects. There's one player that has almost monopolized a lot of the time. Dominguez has carved out some time this season and is improving, to his credit. So the question is, who from Chitton to Prinsloo and Varotto can really sort of nibble at their feet.
Surprise.
Well, yeah, just I want to see them. I want to see them gunning for second shirt. But obviously, Dominguez, like I said, is improving. It's going to be interesting to see sort of how he pushes Fusco to be better as well. So top down, I think is what I expect. I don't really know where Chitton is until we see him in the URC in terms of these sort of levels. I did think at the 15 game, I did think there was a bit of a disconnect between him and 10. So it's going to be interesting to see sort of how that plays out as well.
Good. Let's see. This is a situation with a main focus we should have next season to understand where they can be. Also, if we look at a different perspective, the Italian 9 perspective, maybe Chitton is gonna be that kind of like that Violi, no? He's gonna have these 2-3 games when needed. He's gonna be added to the national team. There are 9 is a spot to get here, and at Treviso, as you said, absolutely is where they can prove more. And now let's see again with a beautiful and I think effective radar here, circles with Allan, Dare Montemauri 10-15, Mazza, Zanon 2, let's say Mazza is more 12 than Zanon, because Zanon can be also 13, but I put them there because so we can highlight the empty spot, the missing spot into the Treviso, in the Zebre back line, because we have 3 fullback wingers, which are Pani, Trulla, and Belloni. We have a pure winger as Jesse. We have outside center winger. Also, I know, also inside center, because he also played there with Valo Rugby, but Bertaccini. He's been used as a 13 winger when needed. Seems like he's missing another 13, Mike, in this team.
Yeah, it's interesting, eh? Yeah, it's interesting. Like when you compare this to the Benetton one, how many more options Benetton have. But yeah, it looks like there probably is, like you said, a need for a 13. I do think Bertaccini has looked really good. Like I said on the last pod, that if you guys haven't listened to it, it's the one that we recorded recently, so yeah, go back and listen. He looks like he's coming on, but there's no harm in having more options here, eh?
No, absolutely. Also because in case, let's say, okay, Mazza, Bertaccini is gonna be. Oh, Mazza and Zanon. They will be the 12 and 13, the starting 12 and 13. Okay, we're still missing another player. So what kind of player they need? We are saying a 13, so we need a fast runner,
Mori.
a Mori, but as a 12, more than a 13. So it's gonna be Mazza, Mori, 12, Zanon,
I
Bertaccini.
don't think it matters, or like because he's not with the for me anyway. I think I mentioned it, but for those of you guys who haven't listened, for me, I think the biggest issue with Zebre is that they need a dual playmaker, and Monte Mauri attacks from deep. So having someone at 12 that has decent hands will allow them to maybe maybe unlock the backs better. But if Mats is at 12 and Zanon's at 13, neither of them are fantastic ball players. So for me, I would say just put Mori at 13 and Zanon at 12 and see,
Okay,
because
which is correct. Like in this case, you can have Mori in that way, or the other good option before moving to Treviso was May, because you want hands.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. It
We
would have
don't
made a
have
lot.
those options. So
Yeah.
throwing you a name there. What if Pani is the solution on this issue for the backs?
I'd love to see it. He said he wanted to be more of a playmaker to us as well, right?
A
And
13 or 12, Mike, because
yeah,
I think Pani Very can play both. I know it's a call,
it's a
but
big pivot now, though. But it's an interesting one, right? Because like you said, Otto, like there's a lot of players that can play fullback and wing at the moment, and if he wants more game time, that's the route to
I
take it.
think the Blues player, Oakland Blues, AJ Lamb. AJ Lamb is a winger that knows how to play well, and he started playing 13, 12. AJ Lamb play, and it reminds me of some stuff from Pani. That's one thinking. Maybe is that play. He's a 27 years old AJ Lamb, and he played in
Monty
his
Maori's
career.
also
He
played
played
centre, right?
winger, right and left winger, outside and inside center. He played the same amount of game as a center as a winger, 49 and 49. For me, Pani can be probably that solution that you cannot expect. Also, think about also some eyeballs, also throwing also Pani under, plus the winger, plus another one. So you add another player in the eyeball contest in case if you wanna break more the game. He has a good offloading game, Pani too. So maybe it can be. That's why I'm trying to find a solution with those names, because if not, I'm throwing you another name, Mike. Patrick De Villiers or Cuminetti. Those two players are 12 and 13. 12 De Villiers, Cuminetti 13, being close to Zebre. Those are names that came to my mind. I'm throwing you another one. Ferrario, now or never. The 13 for Rovigo. The
I thought you were
Argentine.
going to say Brugin, and I'll be like, ah,
Brugin, no, I give up on Brugin.
it's been
I
time,
give up
mate.
on Brugin. I believe more in De Masi now, if I have to think. But Ferrari is another one, like now or never, 13.
Well, like I said, just like I remember the Leicester game where Marin unfortunately got injured. Marin was playing 10, Montemari was playing 12, right? So he has played that as well. If push came to shove, that might be a natural transition for him, and then you still allow Bani to have that. Like his USP is that boot. Like that boot is an equalizer. Um, like as you can be the best attacking fullback in the world. But if you kick the ball and someone has like a boot that's going to kick it 20 meters longer, it's a tough day.
It is. It is. Every time you have to be there. Oh my God, what's gonna happen? That's
Because
true.
you're pushing them out of position as well. You know, like where they expect the ball's not going to turn up, and in that time, hopefully, you get good line speed. And
So,
yeah,
so
it's
Mike,
interesting.
your dream signing for Zebre is a 13 Mori? Is another kind of player?
My dream signing would be a scrum half again, but I won't say a scrum half. I'll go and say, yeah, Mori would be a really like that's not even a dream as in it's like far away. Like that's like someone who would benefit to come to Zebre, and Zebre would benefit to have him.
Okay.
So that's like a win-win. I think the best win-win is Mori, like to come back and get game time and be looked after, but maybe get paid slightly less. So probably not win-win for him.
With Zebre, it's even harder because you have to think only Italian players. You don't
Yeah.
have to think other kind of players. Another option can be Jules Ducrot, the winger from Montpellier, the Italian winger center. But still, so hard to get there. No, I have no idea. Honestly, it's so hard to think. If you have to go on another player, like of course you wanna, I don't know, Rico Ioane, AJ Lamb,
Atkinson.
you want a good 13 there, right?
Seb Atkinson.
Seb all day.
I'm gonna take him from Gloucester, mate, just to spite.
Please bring. I mean, yes. Okay.
Sorry, mate, he's gone. You don't have him anymore.
You're gonna play with Barton. Okay, got it. Barton 10 every time. Well, no. So with the Zebre, this is the situation, Mike. So we need, no matter what, a player, even for number, even for injury, something happened.
Yeah.
Who they gonna call Ghostbuster? Who they gonna call here?
I mean, I'm hoping that there's an agreement with Benetton and Pivac where if push comes to shove, someone like Drago, who isn't going to find as much game time as he possibly thought at Benetton, comes back, plays well for Zebre, because I think everyone can agree the first time round was a bit difficult, right? But playing like that would be a good one, you know.
What if Zan Andrea, Mike?
Again, another good one. That'd be a great person to come and get game time.
Okay, so hopefully they're gonna listen to each other. Hopefully they're gonna surprise us with another new player, which I have no idea where they're gonna get it. But good luck for the recruitment at Zebre. I think for now, let's say 30th of April 2026, this is the situation. Now let's see what's gonna happen in the next months. But more or less, the base, the foundation of the team for next year for the new stuff, is almost completed. Couple of signing here and there. Let's see what's going to happen with a few Italians around, if they're going to move. Let's see what happened with, for example, Dino Lamb next season. But that's it. And of course, as usual, listeners, watchers, guys, please leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. What player should be picked by Brunello picked by Pivac to play, where they should be found other player. Are we missing something? Please let us know, because it's so important for us to understand also your opinion when it's also expressed with respect and everything else. Right, Mike? Nothing else to say.
Nothing.
No,
Perfect.
that's the situation. So this was the stuff we saw. Everything we said, everything about the stuff. So, Mike, let's see what's gonna happen in the next week, and I hope to see you soon in another episode of Fratelli di Rugby podcast. This was the special edition for teams and transfer 26-27. Ciao guys, see you in the next episode. Mike, ci vediamo prossima volta.
Ciao.
Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Ra-ta-ra-ta-ra-ta-ta-ra.